Hi. Welcome to Reddit Cheating's official channel. Please, don't forget to subscribe and like our videos, so we can keep growing. And now, it's story time.
I'm sorry this is long. I have a lot to get off my chest. So we met almost 2 years ago and began dating pretty much immediately. We moved in together after a month, and a month later, I found out I was pregnant. Soon after that we were engaged. So, yeah, things moved really, really fast. But I was so overwhelmed by the good, happy feelings that I ignored the steadily building red flags. And by the time there were too many to ignore, well, I was pregnant with his child. Kinda too late to back out. So I stayed and did my best to work through the issues we had, for our family. I thought it was worth it. And I truly thought that even with all the problems that were present, at the very least, I could trust his faithfulness and never imagined he would stray. Honestly, that was one of the few redeeming qualities about him. I was a fool who never saw it coming. Our son was barely 2 months old when I found out the first time. It was a week after our 1-year anniversary. He brought up the idea of a threesome between us and one of his female friends. I immediately got a bad vibe about the situation. Something did not sit right with me. The way he was talking about her, how he seemed to know sexual things about this girl, but swore up and down they were only friends and nothing ever happened between them. So for the first time in our relationship, I asked to see his phone, to look at his conversation with her. He was immediately defensive, which made me even more suspicious, so I kept asking. He kept trying to get out of letting me see his phone. I knew I had to see it, because something was definitely being hidden from me. Finally, he relented and let me look. First thing I saw was him telling her that if the threesome did happen, that she couldn't tell me about any of the flirting that had gone on between them, and that they were just friends. I scrolled up further to see a topless selfie from her with him telling her how amazing she looked. More scrolling showed more sexual conversation between them, discussion of kinks, etc. It felt like my heart dropped into my stomach. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I quickly exited out of their conversation and looked at some of the other conversations he had open with women. I found 4 other women he had been going behind my back with fairly regularly, off and on throughout pretty much our entire relationship. Talking about how he needed someone to talk to when his mind was in the gutter, because I apparently slept too much. This was back when I was pregnant. Calling them darling and beautiful. Asking them how they felt about him romantically. Talking about their bodies. Describing how one woman's selfie made his mouth water. Etc. etc. I was of course crying as I read all of this, and he finally snatched his phone back from me so I couldn't find more, but I knew there had to be. After an ugly fight between us with lots of crying, he went to work and I decided to grab his old phone that still had Messenger logged into it. I found more. He told one of his exes that he wished he had came inside her, because he had always loved her and wanted a baby with her. I was about halfway through with my pregnancy at that point. He already had a son on the way with me, but apparently that wasn't good enough for him. He also had a dating app downloaded onto his phone, and his profile showed he was single with no kids, looking to date but nothing serious. His messages on it were all cleared out, so I had no idea if he ever connected with someone on there. That comes up again later. But the fact that he made the profile at all was awful. I also found out what he was doing in regards to the current situation, me finding out about his betrayals. He told his stepmom about us fighting, but twisted it with lies. Completely denied cheating on me, explaining that he was just trying to give his female friends advice about relationships, and I read that and didn't like it and blew everything out of proportion. He also told his sister that I was mental and he never cheated, but I swore he did for some reason, which led her to call me a bitch and a liar and other wonderful things. He told one of his friends that he was going to be going to the courthouse the following Monday to file for custody of our son. Because somehow me finding out he'd been cheating on me means I deserve to have my baby taken away from me? I don't know. I was devastated. I wanted to leave so bad, but I was so scared. And after I confronted him with the new information I had, he said everything I wanted to hear, that he was so sorry, that he would never do anything like this again, that he loved me and wanted to be with me and only me, etc., etc. He made so many promises, and I ate it right up. We scheduled couples therapy, and the day of our first session, a week after I found out about the cheating, I caught him actively doing it again. I was in bed, and he was watching our son. He was holding him in his arms as he sexted with another woman. Disgusting. What should I do now? I am heartbroken. I need your advice.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting Reddit cheating stories.